action.
Okay, wait. No action. Not until I clap. Okay, hi Labika.
Hi. Hi, Asa.
We are switching seats today.
Okay. Is it because of your bad side?
No,
Oh, shit.
there is no bad side, and we're not literally switching seats. I just mean that until now, every episode, you've sort of bugged me with these reflective, deep questions.
Bugged you.
I mean, whatever it is, but I'm gonna do that to you today. Okay.
Okay. Bug away.
Yeah.
What are we doing today?
Okay, cool, awesome. So, whenever I'm talking to founders, like I think in the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've been realizing so many of them have these similarity.
Right.
And I've talked to like a fair share of them, right? Every time I'm trying to talk to them, and it's like, okay, I want to build on their personal brand. So, how do we get started? So, the main idea behind it is developing your identity first, or
Right.
rather identifying what you want to be known for or known as. Okay, and the most common answers: I'm a problem solver, I'm an organizer, I'm a creative person. I feel like telling them, good for you, you are just like every other person on LinkedIn
That
today.
is so mean, but I get it. I genuinely get it.
See, I'm not just going to be mean, I'm actually going to guide you through it, which is why we've got like some fun stuff to do. Blank
So we're
paper.
gonna do something with the colors today?
No, this is not like those personality, color mapping, psychology, not crap, but whatever we
Things.
did, psychology things that we did
Yeah.
the last time.
Okay.
But today we're gonna take it easy. We're gonna take it simple, and you won't even know about it, but you'll end up finding your personal brand identity by the end of it.
Okay. I'm really excited because I really want to know what this is about. And
Cool. So I'm gonna give you a sketch pen,
perks
and
of being friends with you. Get
You're
a personal
gonna-
brand.
you are going to draw a circle
Okay.
and divide it into 6 slices. Think of it like a pizza.
I like it. I like it. I like thinking about pizza a lot. I
But
think
can you
about it
draw a
lot.
circle?
Yeah. How big?
I think it should take the page. Yeah,
Okay,
so as
okay.
big as you can go here. Okay?
Have you seen those people who draw like freakishly correct circles?
Yes. I think
I
mine
am
looks
one of
decent.
those people. I think I'm really good at drawing circles.
Okay, lovely. No, I've
This
got
is
I've got a
great.
good one as well. Okay, cool. But now we have to divide it into 6 slices. Oh, you can pick colors if you
Okay.
want.
Okay. I'm gonna go with
Okay.
green. Because
Cool.
I like it. You're not psychoanalyzing me right now, are you?
No, we already did that last episode. Okay, now it doesn't look like a pizza, but
How
it looks
many
like a
lines
ball.
do I have to draw?
But okay.
Okay.
6 slices.
I've drawn.
Great.
Great.
Now you're supposed to put colors in each of these circles. Write any color: hot pink, golden glitter, burnt orange, forest green, whatever you feel like, whatever's calling out to you, just put that.
I need to ask. Do
Huh.
I have to think about the colors I'm putting, or just like randomly the top 6 colors that come to my head?
Oh yeah, randomly, anything. Okay, it's not going to be the psychology stuff
Yeah.
like red equates to anger or red equates aggression. Nothing of that sort. Just whatever's calling out to you today, just go for that. Okay,
Pink is calling out to me
okay,
right
great.
now
Go for it.
because you're wearing pink.
Actually, pink is one of mine as well.
Okay.
Yes.
And green because I love the planet. I'm a very sustainable person. So
I didn't want to write green. I don't know why. Because of you.
okay. So you have to do it yourself in your head.
No, you can talk. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm putting down yellow, pink, orange, black.
Okay.
I'm also putting lavender.
Now you're taking all of my colors.
We can put the same colors.
Okay.
It just might not even mean the same thing. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And I think mine has to have white. Okay, I filled mine up.
Page. I'm still thinking, like, I really need
Take
to
your
know
time.
what this means, because
It's fun.
what if in the end you're like, you know, do you remember those BuzzFeed quizzes where you were like answering a bunch of questions and in the end it tells you what kind of cat you are when you're
Oh, I
like,
actually wanted to ask you that. Have you ever taken those BuzzFeed quizzes? Are you an iguana or are you a seal?
yeah, I have. That's what I'm talking about. This is what it feels like, because I don't know what I'm doing in the end, and you might tell me I'm an iguana, and like that might hurt my feelings a little bit.
No. So I'll tell you, but of course, Sath, you can still think about your colors. But basically, we are going to map our actions to these colors. So I'm not really going on the basis of just your emotions or feelings or things like that. I want you to think of things that you actually do. Okay.
Okay.
So rather than, let's say for me, I'm gonna put, I want to pick something for yellow. And when I think of yellow, I think of me being creative, okay?
Okay.
But I'm not gonna put something as bland as I'm creative, okay? I'm gonna put something like when everyone in my team is facing a roadblock, I'm the one who comes up with solutions and stops the spiral. So that's an action that I take, and that's what I associate with my yellow personality at work.
Okay, so this is like subconsciously me putting down the colors that somehow I associate with my personality traits.
Yes.
In social settings or
Yeah.
even in my personal life.
Exactly. So you can even think of stuff like, let's say, when you're talking to clients, what kind of actions are you taking and how does that reflect with your personality? So it's like a mix of how you feel and what you do. I think what
Okay.
you do is an important part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can pick up a pen, I think, because it'll be easy to fill out, and you can color as well if you want.
I'm loving this. This
Okay,
is
great.
like taking me back. This is so much fun right now.
Okay, lovely. So
pick this.
yeah, we can put anything that sort of calls out to us. Okay.
Okay. What I associate with it and what action do I think
Correct.
with it?
Let's
Okay.
do an example. So
Okay.
I told you about my yellow.
Yeah.
You tell me about your wine red. Ooh, that's a good color.
I've taken wine red because I actually like wine, but I hate red wine. But I like the color wine red. So recently, gotta wait for the sip. So recently, I've been looking at a lot of these like color palettes and stuff, and the one that I'm drawn to most is like this really deep, dramatic wine red, and I think it's like moody, which is a little bit like me.
Okay.
I'm a little moody that way, but it's also so like rich and like deep. I love that. So I like, and it's so feminine also.
Correct.
It's like a powerful feminine color.
I would love to get wine red nails. That would be so cool.
Exactly, right? And it goes so well with like our skin tone, like
Yeah.
the Indian brown skin. Like I love that.
But what are you? Okay, so this was your, like, it describes your moody personality or your deep, enriched personality or your feminine side.
Yeah.
But what action do you associate with it?
I think I would associate like decisiveness, like not just thinking logically, but also thinking from like an emotional side, like a true feminine, like a woman,
Okay.
like weighing out your
Yeah.
feelings.
So being calculative.
yeah,
and
being calculative, but yet not being crass with your feelings. So I think that is what I associate with it.
That's a very interesting and deep. See, you're not bad at this. You're really good. So put that down, okay? Don't just put down moody. Put what you just said.
Okay. Moody, but okay. This is interesting. I'm running out of space to write.
Yeah.
It's like I've written an essay.
Now there's no space for colors, but I think I'll still put like a little yellow.
Yeah, we can like draw outside.
Yeah, that's all. Oh yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, we can just draw outside.
Okay, great. I think this is like my favorite episode until now.
Same, because I'm the one who is talking about my things. I'm put on spot, so I'm having a great time, guys. I'm having a great time.
Is it a cue for you to become a founder, Labika? So that we can do this?
I'm just finding happiness right now in life. I don't want to found anything else. I don't want to be a founder.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
So now I want us to also, and like I'm going to be doing this side by side as well. So
Yeah.
I want you to think of when you are explaining your thoughts or putting out your opinion, which of these colors do you relate with max?
Which of these colors I relate with max?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it changes.
Hmm.
It changes based on how I feel and like what stage of life I'm in.
Yeah.
Like a long term and a short term thing. But right now, I think I am very inclined to brown.
Ooh, interesting. Tell me more about it. What's the action that you're associating with your brown?
So I associate it with stability,
Hmm.
adulting,
Okay.
and making choices that would probably not come back to bite me in the ass.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's what I associate brown with. I associate brown with like the parent color.
So I'll tell you something that I have similar to brown, like not similar, but let's say the same family. I've put orange. Okay. So for me, when I think of orange, I think when I portray it the most is my infectious energy. So it's sort of like showcasing my passion, but with the subtlety. So like logically, if I think of like aggressive passion, I'll think red. But when I'm thinking adding a little bit of yellow, a little bit of me in it, would be more orange.
I get it. I
Yeah.
totally get it. Because like that's what black is for me, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like chaos. Like it's absolute I just don't know what is going to happen, right? But brown is like, something reliable. Like a man. That I can
Do you have a reliable brown man?
we don't talk about no I don't. Please help.
Okay, great. Okay, okay, wait. I have to draw an orange something.
But that's so nice. You put yellow for your infectious, like, just like you making sure that things are solved.
Yeah.
And you're bringing that sort of like, you're grounding them.
Hmm.
And orange is like that subtleness that you bring. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're drawing things. I'm just like drawing like lines on my.
Whatever you feel like doing, like treat it as art therapy, treat it as personal branding, identity.
Okay.
Whatever you feel like. Okay, tell me, what color are you feeling?
I think after going with like two intense colors, I want to go with something like pink.
Pink? Okay, I'll also fill my pink.
Okay, tell me about your pink first so that I can tell you what I associate with pink because I know what I want.
Okay, so I think when I think of pink, I think of softness.
Okay.
I think of pretty, and I think of something that has a lot of soul in it.
Right.
Okay, so how I translate it into action would be something like my personality at work, or the way I work on projects, or the way I work with founders when I'm sort of building their profile, getting their ideas out, etc. I put a lot of warmth, approachability, and a lot of softness and soul into it, rather than just sort of keeping it bland and straight. And also, I was feeling very pink today, so
I see that. That's
yeah,
why.
that's why. So yes, that's my pink. What about you?
Okay. So my pink is surprisingly very different from your pink. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
My pink is associated with like a young child, like a girl, like
Yeah.
just like the innocence and the punk of it all. Like when I think of pink, I think of Avril Lavigne.
Yes, of course.
That's what I think of.
Yeah.
Like when I think of pink, it's like you're going crazy. You're just like a young girl, just doing girl things, and you're going out with your friends, and you're just like, I don't know, like you're in school, you're in high school, you're just doing like, you're just being a girl, you're just a girl. And that's what I associate with pink. And it's like crazy, it's like unfiltered, it's unhinged, and it's just so unique. Like that's what I think of pink. Like I don't think of it with softness. I think of it as a bright pink, like
Yeah,
a neon
bold.
pink, like a bold pink.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I feel like for the longest part of my life, I was just so averse to pink because, I wanted to be like a tomboy and, I wanted to be so like, oh, ew, pink is such a girl color. But now that I look back, like my whole teenage life, like the whole 4 or 5 years of me being a teenager, like a proper teenager, I feel like it was all pink. Like it was just so punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I associate with pink.
Actually, my teenage life was also very pink, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was
Sweet.
so pink.
But I love how different our interpretations are. So now you understand when I said that when we are talking about these colors,
Yeah.
they don't necessarily, I don't want it to go with like a straight up psychological interpretation of it, but I want it to be more us, how we think of it
Yeah.
when we think of these colors, and what kind of actions do we associate with it.
Yeah.
So when you say making a bold decision at work,
Yeah.
or leave alone at work, maybe like making a bold career choice also for that matter. I think you picking a career in environmental studies itself
That
is
was
a-
very pink to
is
me.
a bold enough choice. But yes.
Yeah, it's like I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. That's what I think pink is.
Cool. Let's fill it up.
Yeah, and when I'm talking about wine red as opposed to pink, it's like a woman. Like I am a woman.
So you've taken your journey from like pink to wine red.
Pink to wine red. Like
Okay.
that's the transition that I'm going for.
Great. But I love how I'm sort of coming to know about different sides of your personality in today's episode.
You had seen it, but now you're like learning about it.
True.
But it's so funny because like in our heads, I think we have very different hues of pink as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like when you think of pink, you're thinking of like a
Marshmallow
baby, like
pink.
marshmallow, like a soft pink, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking of like punk, like just black and pink together, like crazy pink. So I'm writing down my action along with it.
Great. Had you ever thought this is how you approach building your identity as a personal brand?
This is going as my LinkedIn post. This is going as my LinkedIn post. Like I'm gonna take a picture of this
Yeah.
and I'm gonna put it up.
Cool. I'm done drawing a pink flower.
I also want to draw, but I'm gonna draw a pink guitar.
Ooh. Do you
Because
know how
all
to draw
my
a
life I've been
guitar?
good, but now I'm thinking, what the hell?
I just want to see how you draw a guitar.
With this? Okay, I'm gonna use a pencil. Okay, I'm gonna draw it with this. Fuck it. I'm actually very good at this.
Hey, it's actually coming kind of cute. Ooh,
It is like
it's
a little
so
guitar.
cute.
It is like a little guitar.
It is
It's
like a little guitar.
ukulele.
Okay.
Okay, next color.
I think I'm picking black.
Okay, great. And because I've always been the host, I'm gonna ask you why black and what do you have to do with that? I can't get out of this.
Okay, okay. I see that you want to remain in your shoes. I
Yes.
get it. But I'll
Comfort
tell you.
zone.
So, black for me is like a no bullshit zone. So, whenever I'm thinking, no matter if the truth is going to be uncomfortable for you, or let's say my critical side of it. So, even when I am on LinkedIn, if I'm looking at a post, if I don't like something, I am going to be vocal about it.
Right.
And I think that's a very big part of it, part of what I build on as well. And this is something that I'm not even talking about when I'm building other people's brands or something. It's more about even when I'm working on my own, right? It's more about not limiting myself to just my thoughts should show up in only my posts.
Right.
There's also like a lot more that goes into it. I think every single like reaction, heart reaction, the bulb reaction on
Yeah.
LinkedIn, all of that you do, or every single comment that you put on, the way you express your opinions, that I think when I'm doing that is very black zone for me, wherein I'm like, I don't give a fuck about how it comes off or what it is. I have an opinion and you're gonna have to listen to it.
That's actually so nice because like
Yeah.
a no bullshit zone, like
Yeah.
very contradictory to your like peacemaking personality, right? When you're like, I have to say my piece and I'm gonna say it right now, and you have to just deal with it.
Yeah.
Like that's your black.
So I think zero decks given is
Zero
my
decks
black.
given. I was just gonna get to it. You beat me to it, but yes, I get it. I get it. Zero decks given.
Yes. Okay. So I think we were talking about your black.
Yeah, my black.
Tell me about it.
Okay, so like you said, your black is primarily no bullshit. Like you just like go for it, what you think, what you want to say, and you just like absolutely say it. And surprisingly, my black is not that. My black is very different from yours, just like my pink is very different from yours. My black is like a safe zone, like a comfortable shadow zone. It's not like my comfort zone, I wouldn't say that. But on the days on which I don't feel like, you know, I don't feel powerful enough, I would dress up in all black and I would show up, because black is not like a background color, right? Black is like something.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
is-
It's very evident. If it's there, it's the only color
yeah,
that's
it's
there.
the only
yeah.
color that's there. So
Yeah.
I feel striking, I feel powerful, but at the same time, it's not like for the public eye. Like, it's my truest self, it's my shadow self, but it's not like something that is unrestricted access. It is very restricted. It's very me, and it's not available. It's not publicly available, but it's still like a striking thing, like my truest form. So I feel like when it comes to black, it's just that on my toughest days, just to put on like a strong front, like a good powerful front, I would choose black. Like the decisions which I cannot make,
Yeah.
and it's just like, you know, it's
Something that's holding you back, and you
Yeah.
want to just
Yeah.
let it be the strong
yeah,
thing.
the strongest thing. That's something that stands out. I just want to do that.
Yeah.
And it's still safe. Like, I'm still secure because I know I'm true to myself. So that is what black is for
So,
me.
but in a way, I think there is some difference, but then there's this also the no bullshit part is still true in your black as well.
Yeah.
Which is like, this has to be done. No two ways
Yeah,
about it.
no two ways about it. It is a little similar, but still very hidden. Like, it's not like for the people.
Yeah, yeah. I
You know,
get
that's
it.
where it's different.
Yeah, I think exactly like you mentioned, your black is the shadow personality, and my black is like
Yeah.
center stage.
Center stage. Takes the center stage.
Yeah.
Right. I get it now.
Makes sense. I don't know what to draw for. Maybe I can draw like. No, lightning
The
is
sun?
yellow. No. Why will I draw a black sun?
Black sun.
I don't know what to draw for black. Maybe we'll just make a black cloud.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay. Sweet. Mine though, I think like my like softer personality is more evident now.
Yeah.
But what do you have next?
I have green. I see green as the savior.
Okay.
I see green as something that is going to protect, nurture, save, and that is what I see green as. I see it as something that is, I don't know, like against all external forces, something that thrives. Again, I think like I feel like that way because I love, like, I don't know, plants, I guess, because I
Mother
like the
Nature.
environment, Mother Nature. But still, I see green as something that thrives.
I love the greens.
I like eating the greens, if you know what I mean.
Yes, of course. I think it speaks very you also.
Yeah.
And like when I think of you, I think of a very sage green or a soft green. I think that's very you.
Yeah.
Also, I think suits your personality a little too well today.
I see it. When I think of green, it's not like, I think it's similar to your yellow,
Okay.
where I'm not like very outwardly like pacifying a situation and making
Yeah.
sure that everyone's okay, but in the sense that the best possible scenario or the best case scenario prevails. You know what I mean? Like, green has to be the kind of color where everyone is at peace, there is security, there is safety, but it's also not like serving everyone's interest. It's serving the best interest of me, and also like what is the most important thing. Like, it's a very diplomatic best interest.
Are you able to recall our last episode where we spoke of last episode where we spoke of the green color and how it maintains calmness and harmony in the team? I think that's
Yeah.
what you're speaking about. So it's sort of unintentionally it has related with the psychological angle as well.
I think so. Link somewhere to our green psychological aspect of it. But yeah, I see that too. I think somewhere you have deeply ingrained it, and I'm so surprised that I still remember it because we drink so, like, we drink.
I'm glad you stopped at that.
Exactly. And we're just like talking about so many things. And again, I feel like I would associate pink with this podcast.
Yeah.
Where it's just
Yeah.
so unabashed.
I'm
and
so glad you
unhinged.
do actually.
Yeah, I do. It's so pink. Like for me, it's pink because I was just yapping.
Sweet. I actually don't have a green in mind.
Yeah.
Because I think, like you said, what you associate with green is what I associate with yellow.
Yellow.
But I do have a white in
Yeah.
my personality, brand identity bit.
Yeah.
So, how I see white, it's like the opposite of black, right? So, when I spoke of black, I spoke about like a no BS, very center stage version. I think my white is also that, but think if black is center stage, then white is my narrator.
Right.
Okay, so action wise, I think of something too simple, no fuss, very clear. So whenever I want to channel my clarity, or let's say if I'm in a client meeting and I want them to understand the depth or the reasoning behind a particular strategy that I'm telling them to implement, that's where I will bring out my white the most. So when I'm bringing out the black personality, I'm being critical about how their brand is actually coming off at the moment.
Right.
And my white is more making it simpler for them to understand, okay, कि ये ऐसे करते हैं. This is how we want to put our image out, and the flow chart behind it, the system behind it. So my system side is more whitish, I think.
So would you say that the black in your chart is has a lot more to do with your opinions, and it doesn't have too much to do with what the other person would think about it, but the white takes into account what's happening around you and how would you incorporate the client or anybody else, and how to make it simpler for them to understand, as you said.
Exactly.
But it has a lot more to do with the community, or like the people around you, as
Yeah.
opposed to black, which is just you,
Yeah.
which is unfiltered you.
Right. So when I think of black, it's more like you said, it's the unfiltered me, and it's just my opinion without caring about someone
Yeah.
else's. But the way I channel it is not like I don't give a fuck about you. It's more this. My black is where my experience talks. You know, what I've dealt with, what I've understood so far, how I see brands building, and knowing the reasoning and the science behind it
Yeah.
is how I channel my black, and my white is how my client would want to see it.
Correct. I
Yeah.
see that because
Yin
you also
yang.
have to be a little bit of a diplomat when it comes to talking about a lot of things, right? You don't want your client to think that they are stupid, so you would sandwich it in a nice way,
Yeah.
so that they get the point. They understand that you know what you're talking about. You're not talking out of your ass, but it's still easier for them to digest.
True.
I get it. I think I see it. I don't have a white because I think white for me is a very, I don't know, like
Backstage color.
not a backstage color. It's a very primary color.
Okay.
But I just feel like it has a lot to do with like just being yourself, like empty, like an empty space. For me, it's a relaxing color. Like I would not associate an action with white. That is why I would not put it
Got it.
on this color wheel.
So when you're like vacationing, that's
Vacationing,
white.
that's white. Like white noise. Like my brain is on static. Like there is nothing.
That makes a lot of sense. I love it. I love how our interpretations and just the whole what colors we vibe with the most, how they're different, because I think it shows also our personalities are not the same, and I think
Yeah.
that's exactly okay. So I didn't want to talk about this until like probably a little later into the episode, but do you see how this is bringing out your personality, the authenticity of who you are and what you
Yeah.
do? Because see, when we're talking about, I was talking about building a personal brand, whether it's on LinkedIn, is on Instagram, YouTube, whatever channel you're using for it. The idea behind it is your personality, which
Right.
is why it's a personal brand, right? If you don't put out what your green means or what your white or what your black means, I am just looking at a plain old black and white. I don't have
problem
any
solver.
meeting. Exactly, a problem solver. I'm not attaching any meaning to it, or more like I'm not attaching your personality to it, which is why you will end up becoming a shadow brand. Because there's nothing that's standing out or that is speaking about your personality. right? Your colors have to speak for it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people think about it this way.
Yeah, they don't actually.
And is shadow brand a thing?
Yeah. Shadow brand, yes. So, I mean, a more technical term, if I'm to call it, you shouldn't be a digital ghost.
A digital ghost. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Learning some
If-
new lingo.
Yes. If you search for your name on Google or anywhere else or on LinkedIn, what people see, do you want them to associate that with you? Do you want them to recognize you by what shows up in the search engine?
Yeah.
If you want to do that, if you want to build that personal brand, you will have to bring out your personality. Otherwise, you're just sort of building a brand and not your brand.
I see that.
Yeah.
that. I completely understand.
But
But you
I-
actually help with this, right?
Yes, so that's the thing, because when I talk to founders, my idea is not for them to do the job. My idea is having a discovery call with them, discovery meetup with them. I have done it over drinks as well, by the way, because I think it just brings out a more natural personality, which is exactly what I want.
Yeah.
So you see, if you go and search today about how to build a personal brand or how to build your brand identity, this is not what's going to show up.
It won't.
Yeah, because what's going to show up is SWOT analysis.
I hate it. I've done so
All of
many
us have done it.
analysis. I
Yeah.
don't want it.
A lot of HR interviews have ended with, tell me your 3 strengths and 2 weaknesses. We've all been there, right? But the whole idea is that don't limit yourself to such a one-dimensional approach about yourself.
Correct.
Or rather 2-dimensional, because SWOT and I think quadrant. But, but it's still not enough.
That's the engineer, that's a science student and you talking.
Yeah, but like think about it. My SWOT is not gonna bring out my yellow. My
Correct.
SWOT is not gonna tell me my infectious energy in orange, right? That's what I feel. That's what I look for. This actually happened in one of the very recent client meetings also. I was having a discovery session with them and I started my 20-pager questionnaire with what's your favorite color.
20 pager.
They didn't see the 20-pager. It was on my iPad, but I knew that I had stuff to fill in. Okay, so like I think of it like a checklist. Without overwhelming them, I'm trying to bring out what I
Yeah.
want. So I asked them their favorite color, and they just gave me a look, and I'm like, "Don't worry, that's not how amateur it's gonna be. That's the
This
reason
is not a
behind
date,
it."
guys.
Yeah,
This is not a date. I'm not trying to get to know you better.
yeah, but
I
then
am.
by the end of it, I brought out this. Without them even knowing. So it's like we are actually logically doing this. But when I'm doing it with a client, I just ask them certain questions, you know. So yeah, and I fill it up for them. So
Right.
I will ask them questions like, if the BuzzFeed bit, you know, like which animal do you associate with the most? Or if you were to be a drink, what would you be? And the answers are surprising. More than that, the explanations are surprising, right? So let's say there is a client who's telling me whiskey sour is them. Like
Right.
if they were a drink, it would be whiskey sour. And then the way they put it as to what is that deep meaning behind it, that's what I note down in this map. And that helps me sort of channel their personality without them having to rack their brain how to do it.
Yeah, but I think it's not just the comprehensive questionnaire that you have. I think
Yeah.
it also has a lot to do with the experience you've gained over the course of these years, where you've just spoken to a lot of people and just figured out how to build a personal brand, like getting to know people. And I think that's a lot of your yellow showing, right? Where you're
Yeah.
just like trying to understand people. And for example, if someone tells you that they are a whiskey sour, you know that, you know, they have a lot more to say about it and they're
Yeah.
intrigued by it, and you are there to listen and understand and comprehend so that you can help them create a personal brand.
Exactly.
It's not just the questionnaire that's doing it. It has to do a lot with like your innate natural skills of
And this
understanding people.
unconventional stuff, because I'll be honest, when I first brought it out as a concept, there were some who were intrigued by it, and then
Yeah.
there were some who were just looking at me like, bro, what? Like, and I'm like, you just wait. It's just my way. It's just my unconventional way of getting the result that matters.
Yeah, because all you need to know is what you need to know about them,
Yeah.
right? And the way you get to it does not concern them.
Exactly.
It shouldn't concern them.
I think we should cheers to that.
Cheers.
And I think we would have finally completed our personality wheel. It's not
Oh
a
my
color
God.
wheel.
I was terrified before this, but it was actually fun. Like, I genuinely enjoyed it. I found out so much more about myself just by filling this color wheel out. Stop drawing better things.
It's cute. I'm having fun. I love all of this.
I love it too. I
See,
really-
now you get it what I mean by how journaling can be fun.
It does. I mean, my therapist couldn't convince me, and somehow you have.
Thank God.
I love it. So now tell me,
Yeah.
let's say that this is something you have discovered from your client after your 20-page questionnaire. Boring, but
No, it's not boring. It's done over drinks. It's nothing's boring over drinks.
I mean, I would not be able to do like 20,000 questions, but if it's something like this where we discover things like these, then
Yeah.
it's not boring, definitely. So now let's say that you have acquired this information about a client. What do you do with it? Like, what's the next step? How does it go?
Okay.
And what do you interpret?
I'll tell you about it. But before that, before I tell you how to interpret it, I want you to just become like a little more self-aware, so your therapist can thank me a little more. But the idea being, when you look at your personality now, which color do you think is the loudest of you? You could tell me more, but I think logically, when you're telling me all of this, that means you imbibe all of the 6 colors in some way.
Yeah.
But which one is it that's dominant for you for the perceiver? Which one shows up the most?
I feel like I'm a chameleon. I genuinely feel like I'm a chameleon.
That's a beige, I think.
Yeah, that's a good catch.
Yeah.
But right now, the color
Yeah.
that would be peeking out for me. Okay, I'm not going to be diplomatic about this. I'm just going to name one color.
Go for it.
I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah.
I think for now, it's brown.
Okay.
It's brown for me.
So it's more about the stability angle and how you keep things grounded.
Yeah.
Keep people around you grounded.
Yeah, grounding, making right decisions, not trying to cry myself to sleep over the bad decisions I make.
Yeah,
So
that's nice.
that's the kind of state I'm in right now.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
nice. Also, tell me one color from your personality wheel that you would want to be a little more evident in some way. Maybe let's say along with brown. Let's say it's a 50-50 situation. Which one would you want to highlight a little more?
Pink, no questions asked. I want that childlike wonder. I want,
Punk.
yeah, that punk. I want that in my life because I feel like I missed out on that so much just trying not to be a girl
Yeah.
when I was young. Just trying to be a guy, like I don't know, like a tomboy, whatever the fuck was that about? I don't know. I want to be a girl, just be crazy, just do whatever I want and just be unhinged.
Yeah.
Like that's something I want because I feel like that is what just makes you a woman. Like that will make my wine red shine better. That will make
Right.
my beige shine better. When I'm like unabashed about my emotions, when I'm so free about my feelings about my friends or my partners or anything, when I'm just feeling what I want to feel at the maximum intensity and just doing what I want to do. Like that would actually make everything else shine better because it's so suppressed and it's just so in the back of my mind. So I aspire to be that pink a
Yeah.
lot more.
Yeah.
It shines, it like peeks through, but it's not something that's taking the center stage right now. So yeah, the pink.
I think you have partly answered the question that you wanted to ask me. Okay, because now I just want you to just maybe travel back a little
Yeah.
on what you asked. Ki, ab kya? Like, what do we do with this whole situation that we've created here? It's exactly that. I want to understand, let's see, if we didn't have this conversation
Yeah.
and you start building your personal brand, you would build a brown, right?
I would
Yeah.
build a brown and it's kind of boring, not gonna lie. It's safe.
It's safe.
Yeah.
It's comfort.
It's comfort.
Right? You know what? And I'm going to channel my black and be as blatant about it as possible that your comfort zone is going to be your brand killer. Yeah, enough of drama.
Dramatic. Dramatic. Who would have thunk?
But yeah, You get it?
Yeah.
It's going to stop you from putting yourself out. You're going to come off as a stable problem solver.
Oh my god. That's horrible, but I do see it now.
Yeah.
Because it's such a stable color. Like for me, like that's my interpretation of brown.
Exactly. So now, when I am building something for my client, I will tell them, or not tell them, I will put in their pinks within their brown
Oh my
and make a
God.
post out of it.
That's actually so smart. My mind is blown into bits. Like it's just going.
Yeah, it's so sweet and it's so
Yeah.
colorful and happy because, see, my whole thing is why be just a beige when you can be a rainbow?
You're so right about that. And I see it. I see it now. I would not want to be a brown on my LinkedIn, if at all.
Yeah, you need something else to pair with it.
Yeah.
You want your brown to show because it is your dominant personality, but you want that right pop up along with it that makes you you.
Yeah.
Because your brown sounds stability, reliability, and maybe someone else's some other color sounds stability for them.
Yeah.
But on LinkedIn, people are not going to see that iska to brown hai and uska to black tha.
Correct.
People are going to see that both are just stable problem solvers.
Correct. It's very subjective
Yeah.
from person to person, right?
Yeah.
Like how my, let's say, green was your yellow or stuff like that. Both of them are fundamentally pretty much the same thing.
Exactly.
They're originating from the same thing, but it's the same sort of
Yeah.
like context, right?
But those browns with your splashes of pink, your interpretations of pink,
Yeah.
is what's going to make your personal brand authentic. It's going to be your story.
yeah, I gotta hire you, dude. I gotta get you on board. Build this brand.
But it's actually so much fun. Like, I get so interested in different founders' personalities when I get to learn about them because actually, I'm not gonna lie. I'll give you something that secretly gives me an adrenaline rush.
Tell me.
There have been times when I've had these clients who are scouting the market. So, been like, they're talking to me, but they're also talking to like two other people, three
Oh
other
my God,
people.
like
just to
every
see.
other man.
Every person, everyone does that. you
Every
see.
other man.
But what happens is, I think this, because it's so unconventional, because you're not going to find this on Google, is something that gives me my edge as a person who helps them. Because I see my competitors meeting their clients, aka the founders that we're talking about,
Yeah.
in boardrooms so that they can make some money. And I meet them over coffee and do this. So while my competitors are sort of busy analyzing market trends, etc.,
And making statistics and giving decks.
Yes.
Which we don't.
which we don't,
We give 0 decks.
we give 0 decks and we do this. So my team is occupied doing the analysis as well. But I will
Yeah.
never walk into a first meeting with a deck or with like market analysis. I don't want to. I want to hear the founders first. I want to know their personality first because I'm like, पहले ये बताओ, काम अपने आप हो जाएगा. It's that.
Dude, I genuinely relate to that so much because I live in Bangalore too. I've worked in startups
Yeah.
too. Apart from yours, I've worked in startups and I've realized that founders are very like tunnel visioned.
Yeah.
And they forget to think about themselves. They forget to think about their personalities. And the whole point of this business is you. You have done this. You have started something
Yeah.
from scratch. It has to have a little bit of you in the whole whatever you're doing. right?
Exactly. It's like I will invest in a brown plus pink, but not just a brown.
Exactly.
Is that.
Exactly. And you help people uncover that
Yeah.
through this. And I would not have known this. Like I'm genuinely talking about this right now. I'm being very honest with you. This is not scripted. I don't know. But I have realized that there are so many different sides to this. And I feel like sometimes you just have to throw things at someone who has the skill set or the ability to like decode this for you and like take you through this like wheel or whatever.
Yeah.
So that you can understand what you're like. And I think you are doing that with people. And like founders are actually understanding that the
True.
business is not just your stats or like
It's like this is personality with purpose
Yeah.
and not just for the vibes.
Cheers to that, dude.
Cheers to that.
Cheers
Okay,
to
it's
that.
almost over. Good session.
Good session. So, let's assume I'm the client right now.
Okay.
And we've done all of this.
Hmm.
This is step 0.5. Of
Yeah,
yeah, 0.25, let's say.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
what you've done, right?
Yeah.
Your discovery meeting or the catch up that you have with the clients, like a chill thing. What's next? What do you do next? Your perspective on what do you do with this information, how you work with it, tell me about that.
Okay, so you were asking me about what next. The whole thing is my questionnaire with them has ended. I've gotten to know about it. I want to understand about their industry from them. So let's say tomorrow I get a client who is into content marketing. I know everything about it, bro, but I will still ask them, what does content marketing mean for you, or what do you do? Or where exactly does it lie? Because I want that complete picture of it from their eyes. The
Yeah.
whole thing is, I am not putting my voice out through their personal brand. Even if it's about something that I know and that I know in my bones, I will ask them, because the whole idea is their personal brand should be about them, about what they experience, about how they perceive the industry, etc. Their opinions, basically. So that's how I build it. And after all this is done, basically I want to get into their storyboard. Okay, and the storyboard goes beyond their personality colors, because this has given me an insight into their emotions, their feelings, and the kind of actions they intend to take. Okay, but I also want to understand what were those highs and lows for them, how did it change them, etc. But I do have an activity for it. So we are going to do that in the upcoming episode.
Fair.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I hope it's going to be as interesting as this and you're going to have fun, but it's not going to feel like a questionnaire, and probably for free you will leave with your personal branding strategy sorted.
Core. That's what I wanted, because my personal branding is going to be done for free, because I know you, and
Yes.
that's all I'm waiting for. So my personality is all with you. I'm going to give this to you. You take it home and think about it, ponder over it a little bit, and then in the next episode we'll just talk about my storyboarding and how we're going to do it, right?
But for now, just show more of your pink, more of your brown, and mix it in. Okay?
I think I should.
Cool. Cheers to that.
Cheers to
and
that. See you next time.
See you.